You don't always react. You don't always shut down. And you don't always over-explain. Sometimes you do nothing. You delay the decision. You push the conversation. You wait for a better moment. Not because you don't know what to do, but because something in you doesn't move. The situation is clear. The next step is obvious. But instead of acting, you hold. You think about it. You revisit it. You tell yourself you'll handle it later. And later becomes later again. That's the pattern. Avoidance, delay, passive drift. And like everything else, it doesn't happen everywhere. You can act decisively. You can move quickly. You can execute under pressure. But when pressure becomes personal, something slows down. The decision carries weight. There's consequence. There's risk. And instead of moving toward it, you create space. You delay. This is not laziness. It's not a lack of discipline. It's a breakdown in agency under pressure. Because agency is what allows you to act when something matters. And when pressure rises, agency is one of the first things to drop. You still think, you still analyze, you still understand the situation. But you don't move. And that's where most people get stuck. They think the solution is more clarity, more planning, more time. But the issue is not knowing what to do. The issue is acting when the moment requires it. Because when agency drops, you default to delay. You wait, you postpone, you create distance from the decision. And the longer that continues, the heavier it becomes. More pressure, more resistance, more hesitation. Until the moment passes or the situation forces action. And that's the cost. Not just lost time, but loss of control over when and how you act. So what actually needs to change? You need to rebuild agency under pressure. The ability to act while the moment is live. Not after. Not when it's easier. Not when the pressure is past. But when it matters. Because when agency holds, you don't delay. You decide. You move. You engage the situation directly. That's decisiveness. And without it, you will keep thinking, delaying and circling, even when you know exactly what needs to be done. That's the pattern.